Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the physical and chemical properties of group 14 elements which is called as carbon family. First of all, let us talk about the physical properties. The members of carbon family are carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. From this, carbon and silicon are the non-metals, germanium is a metalloids, but tin and lead are the soft metals. So when we compare these, from this it is clear that top to bottom metallic character is increasing. That means the bottom one is the metal but the top one is a non-metal. So from this it is clear that top to bottom metallic character is increasing. All these are solids and even the melting point and boiling point is much higher than the corresponding elements of group 13. So when we compare the melting and boiling point, these elements have very high melting point and boiling point in compared to its corresponding element of group 13. Next, that is chemical properties of group 14 elements, that is carbon family. In order to discuss the chemical properties of these elements, first let us discuss about the oxidation state. The group 14 elements have 4 electrons in the outermost shell. That means all these elements show an oxidation state of +4. So when we compare the oxidation state of group 14 element, it is clear that these all shows +4 oxidation state, and the common oxidation state excited by these elements, that is +4 and +2. That is +4 is the highest oxidation state, that is the oxidation state, group oxidation state that we have find it out by method, that is 14 minus 10 that is equal to +4. That is the group number minus 10 is equal to +4 and the 2 unit less than the highest oxidation state is +2. So these are the two common oxidation state which is shown by these elements. But the carbon also exhibit a negative oxidation state, that is carbon. In the case of molecule like methane, here the hydrogen is exhibiting +1 oxidation state and the carbon is exhibiting -4 oxidation state. So that means here the carbon can also exhibit negative oxidation state. Since the sum of the first 4 ionization enthalpy is very high, therefore the compound in the +4 oxidation state are generally covalent in nature. It's very important to note. Generally, the compounds in which these elements exhibiting +4 oxidation state are generally covalent in nature because the sum of the first 4 ionization enthalpy is very high. So the common oxidation state is +4 and it also shows +2 oxidation state. But it was found that as we move down the group from carbon to lead, the stability of +4 oxidation state decreases while the stability of +2 oxidation state increases. That is due to inert pair effect. So when you look at in the table itself, all can show the +4 oxidation state. But the bottom elements like germanium, tin and lead, they show more stability towards the +2 oxidation state. That means the lead compounds in +2 oxidation state are more stable in compared to the +4 oxidation state. So that is very important to note, that is due to inert pair effect. So the compounds of lead, they are more stable when their oxidation state is +2 instead of the +4 oxidation state. But carbon being the top element, it shows more stability towards +4 oxidation state because top to bottom we can say that the stability of +2 oxidation state increases but the +4 oxidation state decreases. That is due to inert pair effect. So this is very important to note. Top to bottom, the stability of +4 oxidation state decreases and +2 oxidation state increases due to inert pair effect. Next is the reactivity of these elements towards oxygen. All the members, when it is heated in oxygen to form oxides, the two type of oxides which is formed by these elements, that are monoxides and dioxides. Generally, we represent the monoxides as MO and dioxide as MO2, where the M is representing for these elements. Let us take the carbon here. So the monoxide for carbon we will represent as CO, that is carbon monoxide. Dioxide will represent for carbon as CO2. So CO is a carbon monoxide, CO2 is a carbon dioxide. So these are the two common oxides of these elements. The oxides of higher oxidation state are more acidic. So when we write the dioxides for these elements, that is here it is CO2, SiO2, GeO2, SnO2 and PbO2. So when we compare here, the first three members dioxides like carbon dioxide, SiO2, GeO2, all these are acidic in nature. Then the other two are amphoteric in nature. That means the basic character is increasing top to bottom, as we have learned, because the metallic character increases top to bottom. So the oxides of higher oxidation states are more acidic. When we compare the monooxides here, the CO is a neutral oxide, GeO is acidic, SnO is and PbO are amphoteric. So these are the reactivity of these elements towards oxygen. Next is the reactivity towards water. Carbon, silicon, germanium are not affected by water, but the tin decomposes steam to form dioxide and dihydrogen gas. This equation is important, that is tin plus water. On heating, it is giving rise to SnO2 plus hydrogen gas. So it decomposes steam to form dioxide. It formed dioxide and a hydrogen gas is formed here. So the lead is unaffected by water, probably because a protective oxide film formation is taking place. So these points are important in related to the reactivity of these elements towards water. Next is the reactivity of these elements towards halogen. It reacts with the halogen to form halides. The two type of halides which is formed by these elements are, that is dihalides and tetrahalide. The general representation for dihalide and tetrahalide, that is MX2 and MX4. Here MX2, that is when you compare the oxidation state of M here, because X is having a negative oxidation state and M, because it is the formula is MX2. So what will be the oxidation state of M here? It is +2. So that means the elements which are having a +2 oxidation state, they can form the dihalide, that is MX2, and in MX4 the oxidation state of M is +4. When we make the tetrahalide of silicon, example SiCl4, it is clear that here the silicon having sp3 hybridization, and the geometry for this one is tetrahedral geometry. As we have learnt the geometries, it having a sp3 hybridization with tetrahedral geometry. The stability of dihalides increases down the group, because we have learnt that the stability of +2 oxidation state increases top to bottom. That means the lower members will show greater stability towards +2 oxidation state. So when we take the example like GeX4, that is tetrahalide of germanium is more stable than the GeX2, because here Ge is nearly at the center here. So GeX4 is more stable than GeX2. But in the case of the lower member lead, here PbX2 is more stable than PbX4. So what is the reason here? Because here PbX2 in this Pb having +2 oxidation state, and here the Pb having +4 oxidation state. So we have learned that top to bottom the stability of dihalide is increasing because the stability of +2 oxidation state increases. So the bottom element like lead, it show greater stability towards +2 oxidation state. That is, it form more stable dihalide in compared to the tetrahalide. But when we compare the top elements like carbon, silicon, and in that case we can say that tetrahalides are more stable than the dihalide. That is due to the inert pair effect. So this is also one of the important question that why the GeX4 is more stable than GeX2, but PbX2 is more stable than the PbX4. So what is the reason here? The reason is the stability of dihalide increases down the group. That is, the stability of +2 oxidation state increases down the group. That is due to inert pair effect. So what is the reason here? That is due to inert pair effect. So this is a very important questions, and the similar type of questions will be asked in the exam. Next, when we do the hydrolysis of SiCl4, that is the tetravalent silicon here, in which this is a tetrahalide of silicon. So we'll write the equation in this way, that is SiCl4 plus water. Hydrolysis, that means water is involved here. So when we do the hydrolysis here, first we are getting here this compound after the removal of HCl. That means what is happening here? In the place of one of the Cl, what is occupying the position? That means one HCl is removed from here. From here to here, one HCl is removed. So this OH, now this OH will take the position of Cl. So we got this product. Again, when we do 3 times this hydrolysis, all the Cl get removed, and in the place of that OH will occupy the place. So here this product which is formed here, that is called as silicic acid. So it is very important to note this equation is very important. And what is this silicic acid formation is taking place? That is due to the hydrolysis of SiCl4. So it is very important equation. So this is all about the physical and chemical properties of group 14 elements. So the details will be discussed in the next video. So this is all about this video. Have a nice day.